In this session we are going to learn VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP is just like the merge function of pandas. It can be used for several purposes. The most common use is to merge two data sets, but it can also be used for retrieving records from a data set based on a given criteria. So for this session we are going to use some example data which I am going to download from our website opendoors.pk. So if you go to the website page and click on courses and computer applications, there you can see on the left you will see a link to the lectures, and in the lectures please scroll down to lecture 18 VLOOKUP function, and there is an Excel file VLOOKUP1. Right click on that and save the link wherever you can find it easily. So I am saving it to lecture 16 and the file is vlookup.xl. So once you download this file, you will see several examples in there. We are going to our first example where we have a data table that contains only two rows of data, and the column names are the symbol of the company, name of the company, and address of the company. So let's say based on the symbol of the company we want to know the company name. We want to extract the company name and the company address from the from this table. So let's say if we have MCB, we know visually from this table that the name of the company is Muslim Commercial Bank. So here the VLOOKUP will fetch this specific name from this table and write it here. So what does the VLOOKUP do? It will search for this specific text in this table, and once it finds the exact match, it will retrieve data from the desired column. So let's say we want to retrieve data from column 2. So in column 2 of this table it is Muslim Commercial Bank. Remember, the column numbers are not synonymous with A, B, C. Rather, the column numbers are relative to the position where the table starts. So in this table column 1 is C because this table starts from column C. So we will call column C as column 1, we will call column D as 2, and call column E as column E as column 3. The VLOOKUP function has 3 arguments. The first argument is VLOOKUP value. So it is the value that we are searching for. It is the criteria on which the specific search will be done. Table array is the second argument, and it is the whole data set in which we want to search. So table array is in this specific table, this is our table array. So it starts from C4 up to E5. So these 6 cells will be our table array. So this is the area of the table where we will be searching for the lookup value. Column number is the third argument, which should be a numeric value, and it asks for based on this value we ask the VLOOKUP function to fetch value from a given table. So if we are interested in name of the company, we will type 2 because it is column number 2 in this specific table. And if we want to extract value from column 3, so we will type 3. So column number here means the column from which we want to extract the data. So we find match. Once we find match, then from which column we want to extract data, from column 2 or 3, or similarly if there are other columns. And search type is the last argument which we specify, where we specify whether the type should be, the search should be exact or approximate. So exact, for example, if we are searching for MCB in the table, there should be an exact match of MCB. And if we are using an approximate, and here we have MCBI, even then the VLOOKUP will accept that, because we are not using exact search, rather approximate search. So there are two options, whether you want the search to be exact or you want the search to be approximate. So most of the time we will be using exact search. Before going for VLOOKUP function, it is a good idea to give this table some name. So giving a range of cell name is very easy. First of all, we have to select this whole area, and then in the name box here we have to type some name. For example, if I give it a name of banks and then I enter, so this specific area now has a name, and you can confirm that by going to this specific name box and click on that. A drop down will show, and you then click on banks, and this area is selected. So it means that the name has been assigned. Assigning a name is easy. This is the first step. You select the data, go to the name box, you have to type the name and then press enter. If you do not press enter, the name will not be assigned. And after assigning a name, always make sure that the name was assigned by going into this box, click on that and select the assigned name. If you don't see the assigned name, it means that the name was not assigned. So now we can very easily refer to this specific area of Excel as banks. So this will be our table array. So let's search for MCB using the VLOOKUP function. We type VLOOKUP, and then what are we searching for? We are searching for value in C8, comma. Then where do we search? We search that in the banks table which we just defined, and if the search is successful, what should we do? It should return data from the second column. So column index is 2, and finally whether the search should be exact or approximate, it should be exact. So we type 0. 0 means exact, 1 means approximate. So enter. So now you see that in this box we type MCB. MCB was searched in this table, of match was found, and from that match we extracted data from the second column. If I type ABL, it will return the data from corresponding second column, that is Allied Bank. If we type NBP, you will get an error message. It says that NBP is not available. So if you see not available error message, it means that what are you searching for, that specific text does not exist in the given table. So MCB. Let's say I want to get address of this bank. So equal to VLOOKUP, looking for what? Looking for this specific search criteria, comma, where in the banks table, from which column do we want to extract the data? It is column 3, and the search should be approximate or exact. It should be exact, so 0, enter. So we get the value for the third column. So MCB has an address of Islamabad. Similarly, if I type ABL, and now in this specific formula there is only one variable part, that is C8. So if I copy it down, it will become C9, and in C9 we have another VLOOKUP value. So we can drag it to the second cell, and it should automatically be Allied Bank. And similarly, we can drag it and it should be Karachi. So this is how VLOOKUP function works. Let's go for one more example. We have some data of a company for different dates. So this is the company is Allied Bank, and we have different dates on which the share price was available: 1st March, 4 March, 6 and 8 April. Price of the company share price is given. We have another data set which is on a different sheet or on the same sheet, but its dates do not match exactly row by row with the first data set. So what do we do? For example, if I copy these points right here, 2 March is not matched with 1st March, because there should be 1st March. The 4th March data will be matched, and 8 April will not be matched because here it is 6 March. So there are gaps in the data. Some data, one data set is longer, the other one is shorter. So how do we merge this data into the first one? So first of all, we make a table of the data from where we want to import the data. In this case, we want to import the data from the index points. So I am making the index point as a table. So I select them, and then I give it a name. Let's say I give it name of index and press enter. Again, good idea is that you select whether the name was assigned or not. So select an index. So yes, the area is selected, means the name was assigned. The second step is to use VLOOKUP. Now the criteria upon which we are merging these two data set is what? It should be the dates. So we are looking for this value where in the index table, and if a match is found, we need data from which column of the index table. It is column number 2, and the match should be exact. So 1st March data is not available in the index, so we get a not available message, and double click on that. Double click means that it will be copied down to other cells. 4th March is available in both the data sets. So on 4th March the index points were 43,000, so we have 43,000 here. 6th March is not available in the index, so again not available error is obtained, and 8th April is available in both the data sets, so we get the points on the 8th April. So this is how we get the the data for this is how we merge two data sets using the VLOOKUP function. And one final example. Okay, so there is some data but I cannot see it. And the reason is that this workbook has been protected. Once the workbook is protected, any hidden worksheet is not shown. It is asking for password. I don't remember, but it was, I think it was 1 2 3. Now we see the unhide button. So let me unhide it. So there is sheet 2 on this specific Excel sheet, and we have some customers data or or students data. So let's say that our data is organized by registration number. So 1 2 3 4 5, and in the second column we have the student name, and in the third column we have the fee. So let's create a VLOOKUP search box like this. The idea is that we ask the student, what is your registration number? He says my registration number is 3. So once we type 3, if we type 3, his name and fee should appear. Student says that my registration number is 2, his name and fee should appear. Instead, if the student registration number is 4, his name and fee appear. So how does this work? This is done using the VLOOKUP function. So again, the table from where we want to get data, that should be our source table, and we shall give it some name. Our data is given in sheet 2, so I select this whole range and I give it name of fees. Okay, so now let's go to our search forum. So we don't have anything in this cells as of now. This cell is the input cell where the data entry operator will enter the registration number, and these two are the output cell which should display the student name and the student fee. So in this cell we type the VLOOKUP function, VLOOKUP, looking for whatever value is typed in this cell. So we are looking for that. Where? In the fees table. Which column are we interested in? We are interested in column 2, the student name, and the match should be exact. So right now we haven't typed anything. So if I type 1, it gives me the name of the first student. Similarly, equal to, we can apply VLOOKUP function for the second cell, looking for what? Looking for registration number. Where? In fees table. And which column do we get the data from? That is third column, and the in the search is exact. So now our data retrieval form is complete. If I type 2, it gives me the student name and the fee. if I type 3, like we discussed in the previous class, that no one should accidentally delete this data, because these are the formulas. If somebody accidentally override them, the formula is then disturbed. So what can we do? We can use protection, cell protection. So first of all, for that, what we do is to select all cells and go to format cells. We go to the protection and we make all cells unlocked. So we unlock all cells, and then we make these two cells as locked. We go back to format cells and we lock them. After locking them, we then protect the sheet and we remove this select lock cells. The lock cell should not be selectable, so we remove this property and OK. Now this cell is selectable, so I type 4 and enter. We cannot select this cell and this cell. We can select any other cell on this sheet, but we cannot select this. And another thing that we discussed in the last class was that if you have some important data like student fee and you want that nobody enters or modify this specific data, so we protect that sheet. So over here I first of all hide this sheet. So right click hide, and if I haven't protected, anyone can easily unhide it, and sheet 2, so it is now visible again. So how to make sure that when I hide it, nobody can unhide it? So I go to protect book and I can give some password to it, so 123, and re-enter the password 123. Now the sheet number 2 is there, but nobody sees it. So if somebody tries to unhide it, the unhide option is grayed out. No one can unhide it unless they unprotect the workbook. But if you unprotect the workbook, it will ask for the password. If they don't have the password, they cannot unprotect, they cannot unhide, they cannot make changes to the data. So this is important for protecting important data or protecting data that you want other people not to touch it. So this ends our first topic for today, that was VLOOKUP and some cell protections.